Coming up this week on the show,
We hear from students learning virtually,
we take a first look at fall sports.
and formal teachers remember how this day changed the country forever.
It's Friday, September 11th, and the buzz starts right now.
Happy Friday, Fort Mill. I'm Evan.
And I'm Bella. Fort Mill High School has been lucky enough to not only return to school, but fall sports season has returned as well.
Here's Delaney with fall sports.
Hey Fort Mill, I'm Delaney and you're watching The Buzz Sports.
On Tuesday, girls golf faced off against Clover and York and won with a low score of 210. The volleyball team took on our crosstown rivals at Nations Ford on Tuesday and lost by 3 and battled it out against Clover in their second match this week on Thursday and lost in a close game. On Thursday, the swim team swam against Clover and picked up their second win, and girls tennis challenged Boiling Springs at home, and both varsity and JV clinched the victory for the Lady Jackets.
And let's wish our cross-country team luck as they compete at the Trojan Invitational this Saturday at Northwestern. I'm Delaney, reporting for The Buzz Sports.
Thanks, Delaney. These first 2 weeks at school have been a major adjustment for everyone, whether you're going to school in person or online.
Michael talked to students trying both styles of learning to see how they're doing so far.
Thanks, Evan. Before the current semester started, each student had the choice between returning back to face-to-face learning or enrolling in the Fort Mill Virtual Academy. Whether your experience is completely virtual or you return back to school with new social distancing guidelines, you might be a little confused on what it's like on the other side. I talked to students on both sides of this discussion to shed some light on their triumphs and challenges during these uncertain times.
The choice I made to do online learning actually wasn't my own. That was my parents, because I live with a lot of family members. There's 6 of us. So they made a decision it's going to be safer for us because 2 of us would be going to Fort Mill High School. So they decided it'd be in our best interest to stay at home. My favorite thing about online learning has got to be, I took 3 classes. I have a free block, and they scheduled 2 of my classes in first block, and then I've got a class fourth block. So I've got like a 4-hour free block every day. So I just, go out to eat, play video games, do my thing. I miss lunch, dude. Lunch was good, and just like being around people, like it's awkward sometimes on the Zoom calls when everyone's on mute, and I just like miss the classroom atmosphere.
So I've been adapting to the new schedule by setting alarms for the days I'm off and just trying to keep my standard, like get my work done by a certain time. That way I don't get so switched up when I go from online to in-school days. My favorite thing about the new AB schedule is that on the days when I get to stay home, if I want to go out to the store or if I want to go out on the lake or something, I can still do that and still be able to get my work done. My least favorite thing about the new AB schedule is that I don't get to see as many people as I used to, since half of them don't go the same day I do, even though it's our senior year and last time seeing each other.
With everything going on in the world right now, it's always great to hear from our peers, even if we don't see each other as much as we used to. So, with these little encounters, we can go closer as one Yellow Jacket universe. Reporting for The Buzz, I'm Michael.
Thanks, Michael. After-school clubs have been asked not to meet in person this semester, which raises a big question as to how they're going to get things done.
Luke talked to club leaders about what they're doing to make it work.
Fort Mill High School has over 24 clubs for students to join, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, clubs this year may look a little different.
We're planning on doing a virtual book club. We kind of played around with it last semester back in the spring, and it was pretty successful. We had a couple of people, especially since we hadn't prepared for that, trying to catch people in the middle of their school day. We didn't have as many people, but we're hoping that if we promote it, we'll be able to get more people to come to book club.
Well, I think we are going to probably be doing debates just like us, like Fort Mill, because I'm pretty sure Clemson is going to be canceled and Winthrop's probably canceled. They canceled Winthrop last year, and those are our big 2 conferences. So we're probably going to just do small committees in Fort Mill, which are really fun because we know each other, so we're not scared or anything.
Well, we're really hoping we're going to have a club rush this year, and I've actually reached out to admin to see when that date might be. We also have an Instagram for the library account this year, FMHS_reads.
Clubs just are fun, and you get to meet new people, and like you get to do stuff that you're actually interested in, and not like something that you have to do by law.
I think being part of clubs allows kids to find people who are like-minded, and I think that that's really important to know that you're not alone.
If you're interested in joining a club, there will be a virtual club rush in mid-October. I'm Luke, reporting for The Buzz.
Thanks, Luke. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused major changes recently, including in the entertainment industry.
With most movie theaters and arenas closed to the public, people are finding new ways to keep themselves entertained. Brody talked to some Fort Mill students about how their media consumption has changed during this time.
The COVID-19 pandemic has affected many industries this year. Everything from small mom and pop shops to airlines have had to adapt. One industry that's been hit the hardest is entertainment. With most movie theaters closed and strict rules for film production, many people are ditching movie theaters and
TV for streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. According to a study by Nielsen, digital media consumption was up by 215% during quarantine.
My favorite thing I watched during quarantine was The Midnight Gospel on Netflix. It was really, really entertaining and visually appealing and eye-opening. It was really, really cool.
My favorite show is Avatar. I never got to watch it as a kid, so just getting to watch it was super hype.
My favorite thing that I watched during quarantine was I'm Thinking of Ending Things on Netflix.
With movie theaters opening back up, I was curious if some students would be willing to go.
Because movie theaters are opening back up, I don't think that I'll be going super often. I think it's a mixture of, being scared about the virus, but also I've been, I'm getting used to using Netflix more often and Disney Plus and stuff like that. And so there's not really like a necessity to go out and go see movies all the time.
For all your COVID-19 updates, stay tuned. Reporting for The Buzz, I'm Brody.
Thanks, Brody. A lot of people's lives were uprooted and changed by the coronavirus.
That's right. Everyone has experienced these changes differently. James talked to some Yellow Jackets about how the coronavirus has affected them.
Within the past 6 months, a lot has changed around the world due to the coronavirus. Here are some of your fellow students and teachers on how their lives have changed.
The way that COVID-19 has impacted my life is that I always have to wear a mask everywhere I go, but I'm not complaining because that's a good thing so I don't catch the virus.
Because of COVID, I have more free time to hang out with my friends on the weekends and after school. COVID-19 has also made it challenging to get used to high school. It was hard for me to know where my classes were or where to go in high school.
I missed mostly the people. My friends, I missed seeing them every day. And I also missed some of my teachers that I really liked because they were really fun.
There are a few bad things, like I can't hang out with any friends or go any places. The only places I could go is my appointments or if I need to go somewhere.
Every year on September 11th, we remember the lives lost, how our nation united after a national tragedy.
It's something that can be hard to imagine since most of us weren't even born yet, but our Fort Mill teachers tell us what that day was like for them and how it changed the United States forever.
So I was listening to WBT radio and they said there's been an airplane that has flown into one of the Twin Towers in New York City. And so I went into a friend of mine was next door, she was teaching, and I said, turn on the TV. There's been a big crash in one of the Twin Towers, right? So we turn it on just in time to see the second plane fly into the other tower. Now, when the first one was hit, we were thinking maybe it's an accident, something just happened. But when the second plane flew directly into the tower, we were thinking at that time, that's not an accident.
It changed my life just because of the date. The date is so symbolic that every time it comes around, it's a sad day for me because of the way that I associate it with the fear on the children's faces in my classroom. And that's something that doesn't go away. The lives that were lost, the pictures, the images of everything that we saw for the days and weeks and months following 9/11, that those images don't go away. And it's something that stays with you forever.
I'm not sure how it's changed us today, but I know immediately afterwards our country was united. And it just kind of seemed like everyone came together and everyone supported America and everyone was patriotic. And I wish we could get back to a place like that. I feel like America is very divisive today, and I wish we could remember, you know, how much we do care for each other as a country and get back to that unity.
Thank you for all of our teachers who took the time to share.
That's all for this week. You can follow our news updates throughout the week on our Instagram and Twitter.
Have a great Friday, Fort Mill. I've been asked not to meet in person this semester.
Luke talked to club leaders about what they're doing to make it work.
The United States program. Beautiful. Teachers, tell us what that day was like for them. What that day. Okay, ready? I believe so.
Our news updates throughout.
During these uncertain times, I can't lose. I can't lose.